moving on, we have a presentation from Nina Bibby, who is CMO at O2. And it would seem it matter anywhere, the bigger the company, the shorter the title. And the title of this presentation is O2 Emerging Stronger. Over to Nina.
So I think there's probably three big lessons. The biggest lesson we've learned is that agility is key to being able to meet the changing needs of customers and frankly of our own people. And even more importantly, it's that it's often our own processes or our mindsets that slow us down. So when that first lockdown hit, we immediately formed a rapid response team, I guess I'd call it, which included all of our agencies and of course the whole team. And we took a customer-first approach, working in an agile way to rethink all of our planned activities so we could ensure that we were focused on providing customers with the products and services they needed. Now, as you can imagine, this required a huge collaborative effort from all of those teams and our agency partners so that we could adapt the creative, the media plans, and the spend. Actions that normally would have required weeks of planning, but we didn't have weeks, so we just did it. The second lesson is pandemic really highlighted the importance of going beyond listening to customers' needs and responding to those, but actually we had to be proactive. With our customers having to worry so much, having to juggle so much, we sought to take away concerns where we could do so proactively. So as an example, we identified customers on prepaid plans who only normally top up in retail, and we gifted them free data so that they wouldn't be caught without any means of being connected during lockdown. Again, another example, we identified customers who were abroad when lockdown hit, and we credited them with their first months of roaming in case they were stranded during those first few weeks. These moves were proactive, they were customer needs led, and they were done in a timely manner. I think thirdly, the third lesson, and perhaps paradoxically, the pandemic demonstrated that face-to-face customer service is still really important. It's really still valued by customers. When that lockdown lifted last summer, we saw a huge demand from people who wanted to come back and see us in store. They wanted to handle the products, and they wanted to engage with us in real life. And so as the restrictions of this third lockdown start to lift, fingers crossed, we're once again looking at how we can best serve customer needs through our stores. I believe the key to a successful long-term strategy that can remain true even through periods of extreme uncertainty is purpose. An authentic, clearly defined purpose provides direction and acts as a compass for strategy during challenging times. So we remain true to our purpose during COVID-19. We focus on how we could truly make a difference for our customers and play a meaningful role in their lives. A big pivot within this, though, was relying much more heavily on our direct relationship with customers. We sought to increase our empathy, which actually is saying a lot because we've really always been a very empathetic brand, but we sort of put that on steroids, really increasing our direct customer communications. And not just because there were fewer media options open to us, which there were, of course, but because we wanted to communicate in a more personally relevant way. And that is absolutely going to continue beyond the COVID era. It's not about bombarding customers, but about engaging with them on what matters. And then also in September, we launched a brand new platform designed to bring to life our strategy and purpose. So to demonstrate that O2 is there for customers whenever needed, and to embody that empathy I just spoke about, we launched Bubble. Bubble takes the form of a loyal and reliable blue robot, helping to ensure that customers have the best possible service, experiences, and interactions with O2, and really showcasing the many ways that we make customers feel special. You can currently see Bubble in our latest TV ad, helping customers get great value offers on the latest tech as they prepare for the lift of lockdown. And you'll definitely see more of Bubble as they will continue to be the face of our brand in 2021. Where I think we will change, though, from the previous 12 months is inspiring customers to re-engage with their passions as hopefully the country does begin to return to normal. We're a brand that's had a strong heritage in music and sport, and we want to bring that back front and center. So you'll definitely see more of that coming up this year. So as I said, O2 is a customer-led brand. We've always have been. And our aim is to be relevant and present in our customers' lives. And that's how we approached engagement during COVID. We knew that lockdown was providing huge challenges for everyone. And as a mobile brand, our first focus, of course, was on helping people remain connected. But our role extends far beyond simply keeping people connected. It's about helping people use mobile technology to enhance their everyday lives. And when the pandemic turned everyday life upside down, we wanted to find new routes for meaningful engagement. And we saw that the growth of TikTok was accelerating during the pandemic, right? Because more and more people were really embracing it as a form of, lighthearted entertainment. And so we wanted to be part of that because it was very relevant. So we created an O2 TikTok account to reach, interact with those customers. We worked with influencers to bring Bubble to life, inspiring users to participate in our Bubble Dance Challenge. And the challenge was created to tap into the most popular form of dance on TikTok. And actually, I'm really pleased. The activity was a huge success. I think to date, there have been almost 2 billion global views of the O2 Bubble Dance Challenge page, and close to 3,000 UK TikTok users have produced their own version of the O2 Bubble Dance. And I was really pleased because it also featured in TikTok's top 10 creative campaigns of the year. The other thing we did, we really dialed up activity around existing propositions, like O2 Extras, which was launched in 2019 to enable customers to choose from a broad range of digital perks which we offer. So last year, in March, we added even more content when O2 became the exclusive UK mobile network distributor of Disney+. And that meant that we were able to give our customers access to a range of fantastic movies and shows, and ensuring that there was something to help everyone keep entertained during lockdown. So in terms of lessons learned, I think the situation reinforced for me the importance of meaningful engagement. Ultimately, the brands that will truly win are the ones that can not only acknowledge the new context, but also respond in a way that's genuinely meaningful and useful for consumers. And for us, I saw proof of that last year as our overall NPS score increased by 11 points. I see one big challenge, although I'm sure there are going to be many more. The scale of this pandemic has created unprecedented amounts of change. So therefore, how do we set a benchmark so that we can plan for the future? Which customer habits are going to stay and which are going to change? And we need to know that because we have to take a punt in order to prioritize investment. So for example, are we going to see a return to the same level of international travel and therefore roaming? And so do we need to prioritize propositions in that space? So how do we go about planning? How do we go about pinning our plans to something? So we pay a lot of heed to econometric modeling in our marketing plans. We always have done. But of course, the models are only as good as the data that goes into them. So what we've done in the past, and now we'll definitely do more of, is we've supplemented those models with insight from changing market dynamics, consumer behavior trends, business trends, societal trends, and we use those trends to triangulate the models to make sure that we really do know, or at least have a view about what's going to change. So we will be doing that, I think, more than ever, and creating scenarios to help us inform against our marketing investment strategy. And I think we're all going to keep in mind the first point I made. The need for agility and the fact that we're going to have to continue to be incredibly responsive and flexible. Definitely more than our pre-COVID ways of working and mindset perhaps ever allowed.
Thank you so much for a brilliant presentation. I only have time for maybe one question, but I know that recently O2 have joined as a member of the Conscious Advertising Network, which I think is a great move. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you did that and what that means for O2?
Yeah, sure. Listen, I think as major advertisers, we all have a really important role to play, ensuring that communications that we deliver are true, that we're supporting content that is valid, and that from a brand perspective, we have to ensure that our brand is also protected. So I want to make sure we do the right thing for customers, prospects, and for the brand. And the Conscious Ad Network really does give us a space to come together with other brands who feel the same way and who are willing to take the time to invest in the tools, to invest in the protocol that will ensure that our communications can be trusted. Because ultimately, and obviously, you know this, brands are about trust. Can customers trust our brand to do the right thing, to say the right thing? And I think the Conscious Ad Network really gives us a platform and a place and a set of tools to ensure that we're able to do that.
So looking back over being a CMO in a time of a pandemic, what is the one thing that you've learned that you definitely didn't know before that you will carry on into the future of your role?
Can I say two things really quickly? I promise I won't go over time. Two things. One, we can be much quicker, more agile than we ever thought before. The speed with which we changed plans last year showed me we can do that again. And secondly, communicate to our own people. So I spent much more time talking to my own team than I did before the pandemic.
Well, I bet they're enjoying that. Thank you so much for a brilliant presentation.